2023. We're in the double digits of the new year, so it's hardly a new year. I've been saying 23 in a lot of my videos, but life goes on. Of course, always joined by Chris Ruffolo and Jay Briggs, and it's Wednesdays with Ron Romanelli. Rome wasn't built in a day, but Ron Romanelli was. Ron, how's it going?
It's going good, Mitch. We got a loaded card today in the NBA. Great college hoops card, and I'm excited to talk it with my best friends in the world.
What'd you think of that Iowa State-Houston game last night? That was a
Yeah, it was an exciting
great game. I mean, Iowa State, they went out to the big lead. Houston reeled them in, and then Iowa State, in that last minute, they're going to be a tough out,
Oh, yeah. And that certainly, I just saw yesterday they were doing their early bracketology, and the first four out, Iowa State was one of those teams. Not anymore.
How could they be one of the first four? How could that possibly be? I mean, who's in ahead of them? I like them to beat Purdue head.
Well, you got to hear this one. Guess who else was in the first four out?
Miami.
The Georgia Bulldogs.
Oh, my God. I like Iowa State to beat Purdue straight up. I would take Iowa State against them. I mean, if you could lose at Nebraska, you sure as hell can lose to Iowa State. Chris, you know something about losing at Nebraska. What's happening today?
No, it's the curse of Purdue. As a number one team, especially in conference play, they never do well. And I don't know what it is about this Purdue team. Maybe we'll have to keep an eye on them as they go forward. But
do you think some of these losses maybe hurt their confidence? That teams know they're vulnerable now. That this team is certainly not. They're a good team, but they can be had. Right?
Yeah, I think so. I think, especially when you just consider that, Purdue lost to a 16 seed last year. So vulnerable is sort of labeled across this team in spades. So, yeah, I think they are vulnerable, and I think it is something to keep in mind as we move forward.
Jay, I got a confession to make. Yesterday, when I looked at the NBA card, I passed on the entire NBA card yesterday. I only did college hoops yesterday. I thought yesterday's card was impossible. I looked at it. We talked about it on the show. Almost every pick, I was kind of could make a case on both sides. I just took a straight pass on it. I know it wasn't your best day on the jam session. Of course, a lot of commenters say this guy never wins because of that. So that pay no attention to all those units that he's up for the season and some of those, almost perfect or the perfect days that he's had in the jam session this year, which has been probably more than he had all last year combined already. Jay, what's it like to never win ever?
I don't know, man. I'm not going to go crazy every day. It's just not going to happen. I wish I'd be the richest man on the planet if that were the case. But I told them on the gym session yesterday I didn't like the card. I only had one play yesterday in the NBA. It was the Lake Show. Tough finish in that game. Still a money-making day, though. I went 2-1 overall. Hit my college hoops play, hit my hockey play. Shout out them Coyotes. Shout out Creighton. So, bounce back today in the NBA. Huge card, like you guys said. And I like today's card much better. Much better.
Yeah, the college card, I was 3-2. I mean, the losses that I took, I think if I handicap those games again, I don't think I could get to the other side that I lost to, but I definitely think I could get them off my card. I had Wake Forest and I had Georgia Tech. And I don't think I could have gotten to Notre Dame, and I don't think I could have gotten to Florida State, but maybe to Florida State, but definitely not to Notre Dame in that spot. And, you're just going to lose some of those. But
yep. Did you see the Schroeder 3 last night? Oh my God. The Lakers had the cover. They were
thought of.
Oh man, they had it, man. They had it. They were up 5. Schroeder shoots a BS fadeaway bank in 3, the meaningless 3.
I think the thing about the Lakers, I'm kind of in this Lakers mode. I was just handicapping the Lakers Suns game for tomorrow because we had a couple delays here in the morning, and I was on some calls, these business calls, which means I'm basically daydreaming and working on other stuff while these guys are talking, and I just kind of nod my head, and that's why I get into so many bad deals. But basically what happened, I was handicapping that Suns-Lakers game for tomorrow, trying to come up with a number there. And it's like both those teams, it's like when they feel like winning, they can just pull a win out of nowhere, you know? And then it's like they don't feel like playing. They have no problem just taking a loss. It's just weird, right? It's like so strange, man. You look at who they beat, it's like all their wins are all against the good teams, you know? And their losses are all winnable games. Hate them both.
Yep.
Hate them. Hate teams like that. I want some easy winners, some sure things. Lock. I want some sexy picks.
Chris, what's the lock of the day?
That we're gonna go at least an hour.
What's your $19 play? Or your $25 play?
My $19 play is one of the college hoops games on the board. There's about I think 80 something teams you could choose from.
Let me take a guess. You got the Navy.
It's Iwapui.
Navy laying 4.
Iwapui, Green Bay. Green Bay.
It might be Iwapui. It
Green
might be
Bay?
Iwapui.
Green Bay.
It might be Green Bay.
Chicago State.
Do you think if you bet Iwapui, Green Bay, you got a problem?
No, I think
I'm here to talk.
my kind of guy.
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here to talk. If you need to bet Iwapui, Green Bay.
I
might
know.
need to talk. No, I'm playing.
I know there are a lot of people out there on it. That's for sure. That's kind of our crowd. We don't apologize for it. But I think the NBA card today is pretty good compared to yesterday. Of course, a lot more meat on the bone than there was yesterday. A lot of teams on back-to-backs. A lot of teams with big games tomorrow, as well.
Yep.
The college card is also good. I think the college card is a little bit tougher than it was yesterday, at least for me. Still working on my picks, to be honest with you, on those. But anyways, let's see what we got for today in the NBA. We've got
10 games.
10
Do
games.
it.
Let's start it with one of the big ones. We've got the Celtics. The Celtics taking on the Timberwolves. Timberwolves getting 9 points in this thing. Celtics, though, front end of a back-to-back Milwaukee Bucks tomorrow in Milwaukee. A lot of people probably not looking at that. Ron, any hopes, dreams, or opinions on this one?
Yeah, I'd say the Celtics are probably my favorite free play on the board in the NBA. I think it's just a really good spot for them. I mean, we know they're undefeated at home still, and the T-Wolves are much better at home. And they're off a game yesterday against the Magic, a nice win on the road, but going from Orlando to Boston, no day off in between. So the Celtics have the rest advantage. And outside of that win over the Magic, the T-Wolves haven't been that great lately. They've won 2 of their last 5. So we saw them struggle against the Mavs on the road. This is a pretty tough road trip, going all over the place, and now in Boston. I got to go with the Celtics here and lay the number, even though it looks like a really big number. I don't think it's going to feel like that by the end of the game. I think the Celtics win by double digits and potentially a blowout fashion.
Chris?
Yeah, I can't get there at this number. If it was a shorter number, maybe around 2.5 or 3, probably get there with the Celtics. But I mean, the Timberwolves, yes, all their the majority of their losses, I should say, this season have come on the road, and a lot of their sluggish performances have as well. But I don't see any injuries to really suggest that this should be as big of a line as it is. I know Boston undefeated at home, but they kind of sleptwalked against the Detroit Pistons and Toronto Raptors. Maybe they rise up against one of the better teams in the NBA and the Timberwolves, but I'm not seeing it at 9. So give me the Timberwolves here on the points.
Any love for the Tatums from you, Jay?
You talking about the best team in the NBA in a revenge spot?
The Heat aren't
At
playing.
home,
The Heat play in a different game. They play against the
I'm
Thunder
just
Buddies.
saying, no, but I'm saying the T-Wolves beat up on Boston earlier this year. So they're getting Boston at home in a revenge spot, in a bounce back spot. Yeah, here we go. I'm laying it. It's one of them showcase games right here.
Celtics for me as well. I just don't see any other if, ands, buts, or angles on this one. I've liked the Timberwolves a lot this season, but they're actually come in playing some of their worst basketball of the season over the last couple of weeks. And I think what we're starting to see from a lot of these teams, I mentioned it yesterday, and I mentioned it in my own personal life, is fatigue. You just start to wear down, and we're hitting that halfway point of the season, and so some of these teams that really kind of left it all out on the floor, and generally, the teams that start to wear down are the teams that play big time defense. Because offense is offense, but defense is just really mostly about effort. And I think that, we see the Timberwolves, the Rockets, right? Teams like this really starting to slow down a little bit. I'm not saying they're going to slow down the rest of the season, but, we see teams, we saw the Halliburton slow down for a while too, and they're all offense. They don't play defense at all. They've thought about it. They've talked about it on Twitter and other social media outlets, but we haven't actually seen it on the corner.
On the billboard, on the bulletin board.
It's on the list, man. It's a C priority for them.
That's hilarious.
It's on the list. Man, my mouse just hates me today. What's going on? It's like, oh man, I just can't even get there. All right, let's see what I can do. Hang on. Let me move this pile of money that I always have sitting on my desk. Ron, how much money you got sitting on your desk? Not including the lucky penny.
I got actually 1 penny on my desk.
The lucky
That's
penny?
it. I guess so.
I'm actually in Mitch territory today. I actually got some bread on my desk.
$478.
Just about. Just a little over.
It's weird. It's like I've lost one of my screens here. It's so strange. It's crazy. I don't know what happened. But, all right. Oops. All right. But this I could figure out, at least for our show. Get this thing going. Oh, I had it up. It's the Hornets and the Kings. Chris, you got a sexy pick in this one?
Yeah, it's Kings or nothing for me in this game. I hate the Sacramento Kings. I don't like the fact they're on the second half back-to-back. But for me, backing the Hornets pretty much isn't an option. This team's been getting their butts kicked left and right. So give me the Kings. Nothing else in this one.
Jay?
Hornets. I don't like the Kings. Simple. I just don't like them. They were down 21 points yesterday and still won by 21. They were down, but the concern is they were down 21 to the Pistons. That's the concern. And that's just not a team I want to be laying this many points with on the back end of a back-to-back. Plus, need I remind you guys, we just saw the Hornets outright these boys at 16.5-point dogs the other day in Sacktown. Is Sacramento the better team? Yes, but will you catch me laying this many points with them on the road? No. Give me Charlotte.
Revenge spot. And
yeah, you're right.
And
but
I forgot the other point I was going to make.
You're right about that.
Oh, and the Celtics were down to the Pistons by 21 points.
And your favorite color is purple.
There you go.
What was my first statement I said about them? I just don't like the Kings. I just don't.
I said I hate them, and I still back them.
The last person that said that about Drake, you know what happened?
I do like the Kings. I just don't like betting the Kings is what I mean to say. Like, I don't like betting their games because you just never know.
So you kind of like the Kings?
Like, I like lighting the beam. I like Fox. I like Murray. I like Coach Brown. I like Sabonis. He's on the list of my Euros, but they just so inconsistent, bro.
I'm taking the Kings, man. I just can't get there with the Hornets. I just can't stand them. I'd rather lose money on the Kings than bet on the Hornets. It's just where I am. It's my professional opinion. It's my professional opinion.
Yeah, I'm on the Kings.
You hate the Hornets' guts?
Yeah, I mean, they outshot Chicago from 3 last game, still lost by 7 and failed to cover in the final moments, even though they went to overtime. They're getting crushed in the paint. They lost in the paint by 20 points last game. They're just not a fundamentally sound team. So with the Kings playing with revenge, I might as well go with them.
Well,
yeah, man, y'all know I like the beam. Y'all know I love saying like the beam. It's just this season. Last year I loved the Kings, but this season, bro, I've probably hit one Kings game all year. So it's just like, so take the Kings tonight. I'm on the Hornets. Take the Kings, bro. That's how it's been. They're the only team that's been like that for me in the NBA. Do y'all have one of those teams? You just can't get them right no matter what side you're on.
yeah, I've got 26 of them. got
the re-anointed.
Got a slew of them.
I got the re-anointed trash pandas.
Chris, the Mavs are probably that for you.
I got 9 days of the week. I can't get them right. I like Green Bay against Iwapui in that one. I'm sorry, man. I know a lot of people like Iwapui because they suck and they're getting the points. And I was like, oh, I'm so sharp. I got Iwapui.
Oh, Green Bay's super strong team.
Well, it is the sexy pick.
Calvin, that's been a
when you've got Iwapui type numbers, you don't need to be a powerhouse, to beat them.
They're not that bad.
What are they, like 385th in shooting percentage or something?
350, 299th in effective field goal percentage.
Well, they're getting there.
358th in 3-point shooting.
That's right, from beyond the arc. I like to call that from the perimeter. In my videos. Makes me sound more official for those people that haven't seen me before. This guy never wins anyway.
No, but he says from the perimeter.
Ruffolo never wins.
Fade your ass.
I'm only here to fade your ass. Not good. Yeah, you police. Oof. But they do guard the three really well. 327th. Teams shoot almost 50% from the floor against Iwapui. But man, watch out. 43.6%, man, from the floor. That gets it done. Every number there says Green Bay, Green Bay, Green Bay. So I could see why people could say Iwapui, especially the boards. They're gonna get crushed. They're gonna get crushed.
Iwapui's,
What?
they're about even rebounding teams.
You think so?
Yeah, well, Iwapui's better on the offensive side. Green Bay's better on the defensive. But Green Bay turns the ball over like nobody's business.
I don't know. Green Bay 29.8 on the defensive rebounding. One of the best.
I'm just not looking to lay 8 points with Green Bay anytime soon.
I'm not looking to
On
put
the road.
my hard-earned money on.
Iwapui.
The real question, Ron, is: are you going to lay 8 on Green Bay on Sunday?
Ah, I see what you did there.
You see?
Of course, I think the Steelers and the Packers are the 2 worst playoff teams in my lifetime. I don't even know how they're there.
Well, you don't even know what bad teams are. Jay, Spurs against the Pistons. Yeah.
No way in hell should the Spurs be favored over anybody, especially on the road. The Pistons are terrible. They're the worst team in the NBA, but to expect the Spurs to win a basketball game is laughable. To put your money on them to win a basketball is almost laughable. And with all that being said, I'm taking the Pistons.
I'm on the Pistons too. I like Burks to have a big game here. He's my guy. It's all about Burks. Everything goes through Burks in this one.
Yeah, give me the Pistons. You know, you look at these teams. The Pistons have like the historical, losing streak and stuff, but these are two evenly bad teams. I mean, they're both negative 11.4 point differential per game. Both are 1-9 in the last 10. Both have lost 5 straight. So the Spurs, because of Wemby and because of the Pistons losing streak, people consider the Spurs a different level. No, these are the same level teams, and there's no way I'm laying points with Spurs on the road. I know the Pistons have the second of a back-to-back, so San Antonio with a little bit of rest advantage, but I don't care. There's no way I can lay points with the Spurs on the road.
Word for word, bar for bar. We're rolling.
Give me the over here. I want no part of either of these teams.
The sexy pick.
No part. I want no part of either of these teams. If you can stomach even taking points with the Pistons, kudos to you. I don't even trust them at that point. So give me the over here. Two teams that don't play a lick of defense.
Something's got to give here. Something. The Pistons was hooping yesterday for like 2 quarters. Then
best 2 quarters of the month.
Yeah, real talk. It was. And then the Kings woke up and was like, all right, we done with this.
See, this is what happens, Ron. When you start making the big bucks, you get the giant TV, you got it all covered. You go to the grid.
It's like, how do you score almost 50 points in a quarter and lose by 21?
It don't even make sense, bro. That's what I'm saying. It don't even make sense.
They're on pace for like 190 points, and then they lose by 21.
Shout out to Pistons, man.
The Halliburton list versus the Wizards. Man.
I should have said that today. I like that, the Halliburton list.
I still like the Halliburton list in this one. I still like the over. I'm going to go with the same game parlay here. I just like betting against the Wizards. I'm getting kind of addicted to it. They are 3-17 straight up on the road, 11-8-1 on the road. But the thing is, in spots like this, bad teams, man, this is where the Pacers go for 158 plus. This is like that type of game where we see the Pacers. I got news for you. 2 years ago, I bet the Wizards against the Pacers, and they didn't have half the team that they have now. I got beat up in that game, and I haven't bet the Wizards in a Pacers-Wizards game since, and I've done pretty well. Chris or Ron, you like the Wizards?
Yeah, I'll take the Pacers revenge game. I like the next man up mentality. Halliburton out, but we saw them without Hal. I mean, he went down in that game, and the Pacers went on to beat the best team in the NBA. Still, so
the Heat.
This team's fine. This team, going long term, you have some concerns, but in games like these, against a team like the Wizards, I think the Pacers are in a blowout win.
Yeah, I'm on the Pacers as well. Like Ron said, the Pacers without Tyrese Halliburton in the latter part of that game against Boston, they didn't fold, they didn't crumble. They still rose up. You had 7 players scoring double figures. They spread the wealth, and Washington's been giving up points like it's going out of style. So give me Indiana here to beat up on Washington, beat them by double digits.
So points are in style.
No, sir, not me. I can't. I won't. I'm taking Washington. Quite easily for me here. Washington, Mitch gave you the number. They've been a solid ATS road team. And I have told you guys for 2 seasons how I feel about Tyrese Halliburton. I think his name should be in the MVP conversation because he is more so than any other player in the NBA important to his team. Like, I think the Pacers without him are one of the worst teams in the East. Simple. Yes, they did play well against Boston. I had them that game. That was my play of the day. But today, we're going to see just how good Halliburton is. The Wizards might be outright money line these boys. Remember, Tyrese is the motor, engine, tires, transmission, windshield wipers, everything for the Pacers. He sets it up, he gets it going. You're going to see just how good he is tonight, I believe. Taking the Wizards plus the points.
We got the Sharp Chasers versus the Sixers in this one. The Hawks really probably have bruised the Sharp Chasers more than any other team this season. They have been just a brutal watch and a brutal cover team, especially in these home spots, especially against Eastern Conference teams. But the Sixers, nobody's playing in this game except for Ruffolo. He's carbon up, getting ready for this one. But Chris, what's your number again this year?
For what?
For the Sixers that you wear. When Embiid's out, they call you.
Your jersey number.
Yeah, your jersey number.
69.
Knew that was coming. Anywho, I will be on the Sharp Chasers, the Hawks. 76ers, no Embiid, no Covington. Their front court is looking rough. Looking rough. And the Hawks doing very well in the paint as of late. We saw even against a front court heavy Magic team, Atlanta was 60 points in the paint to 42 for Orlando. The difference in that game was Orlando was red hot from three. They made 8 more threes and shot at 11.5% better. You even that out, Hawks win that game easy. I like the Hawks to bounce back at home. Give me Atlanta. Layup.
Ron, have we not talked about this? We've talked about this.
I don't think we have, actually, honestly.
When are you going to get off the Hawks? When?
Hey, wait a second. Well, let's rewind here. Last Wednesday, I was on this show, and the Hawks played the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I want you to tell me who won that ball game.
Correct. You are correct.
I've been on the Hawks a couple times. My team that I lose with is the Raptors. I wake up, bet the Raptors, go to sleep and lose. That's it. But the Hawks, it's still early for me. I'm just getting my first couple of tastes with the Hawks.
Don't do it, please.
Give me Atlanta. Easy.
Don't do it.
Yeah, well, a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while, and a broken.
Well, and this one's found at 2 in the last 11 home games.
Yeah, there you go. So,
2 in the last 13 home games.
Give me the Sixers here. The Sixers actually have a decent record without Joel Embiid. They've still got Tyrese Maxey. They've still got Tobias Harris.
No, they don't have Harris.
And the Hawks.
They don't have Harris.
Oh, they don't have Harris? Okay, well, still Tyrese Maxey. So
I don't believe
that's all I need.
Harris.
I think Harris is back today.
Just for this one. Just because Romanelli. It says probable. Yeah. It says because Romanelli took the other side.
I'm glad he's in.
It's like on the injury report, it says probable, and in brackets, Romanelli.
Who plays in more games? Who plays in more games? Bradley Beal or Hunter? I mean, seriously. I mean, Hunter's been out for 3 years.
The Sixers, the Sixers still have Maxey. It looks like they're going to have Harris, and the Hawks have just this inane inability to not play defense or to play defense. So, give me the Sixers here. I think they take advantage of the Hawks in this one.
You said you're taking the Hawks?
Or
you said the Sixers?
Did I say Hawks? Or did I say Hawks? I meant Sixers. Sorry. My brain's scattered this morning.
You scared me there.
I'm taking the Sixers. This line don't even make sense, bro. It don't, bro. I have told you guys all year, all season, the books are wrong about Atlanta. They just are wrong.
It's not the books. It's the Sharps that are wrong, not the book. The book's just the line.
I mean, well, I know what I'm saying. The books are wrong about Atlanta. They're wrong. They have continuously priced them like they're a good basketball team on the nightly basis, and they're just not.
Yeah, but the Sharp Chasers keep falling for the number, so it's like they've priced it absolutely correct because they've been just taking in that Sharp money all season long. I mean, they've been owning the Sharps. They've made the Sharps their bitch. They've taken behind the woodshed, and the Sharp Chasers have been double taken behind the woodshed.
I guess you could say that, but I feel like it start with them. Like, to me, even without Embiid, this line should be like Sixers, like 3.5, 4. This, especially with Harris back. Like, the Hawks are on the cusp of blowing up any day now. We're hearing DeJounte Murray trade rumors. We're hearing, we're even hearing Trae Young trade rumors. This team is on the cusp of finna blow it up. They're the worst ATS team in basketball, and they're the gift that keeps on giving. Give me the Sixers here.
Atlanta's a town where teams move too, man. I mean, people think that Atlanta's it's definitely a bigger city than it used to be, but trust me, teams move out of Atlanta, and the Hawks are certainly susceptible to that. They could be on their way to Seattle any day now as well, and I think Trae Young and Murray could go along with them. This is how the Hawks work. Let me just everyone take out a pencil and write this down. Okay. You got a pencil? I love that when people say that to me. You got a pencil? It's like no one has a pencil, right? Everyone has a pen. The thing is so the Hawks, they play dreadful basketball, no defense whatsoever. They lose a ton of games in embarrassing fashion. They fire the coach. They get up to a mid-range defense, around 11 or 12th ranked in the NBA, which is really just fractions of percentage points that separate like maybe number 11 and number 22 in the NBA. They get down to 11, maybe 13 on some days, depending, after they rehire the new coach. And then they start this ugly process all over again, starting with game 1 of the next season. So the Hawks are partway through the process here of being that stinky-ass defense. It's kind of like, and because they're in Atlanta and because they're the Hawks, we kind of forgive it. Trae Young, Jay and I talked about this the other day on the show. He's a 500 player, man, on his best day. He is 500 in his NBA career. Nothing, man. 50-50. I like the other 50 in this one. I'm going to take the Sixers. I like that 50.
We'll see.
Well, I got a problem. Got the Thunder Buddies taking on the Miami Heat. It's my favorite cover team versus my favorite team.
Is the homer going to shine through? We're going to see. I need to know.
Yeah, I'm taking the Heat all day, of course.
No.
The Heat have been playing well, man. They've actually been playing well at home.
Be on the Thunder Buddies today.
No, the Heat actually they don't cover a lot at home, but they've been favorites in most of those games. As a dog, they're actually pretty decent at home.
I will say they've been balling.
They're playing well, man. We got Hawkes.
Even without,
I mean, we wanted Scoot, we couldn't get him. We ended up with Hawkes, and we'll live with it. I like Hawkes, man. Hawkes is a great fit for this team.
They said he's going to be in the dunk contest, I believe.
Is he?
Yeah.
All right. Is Ruffolo, are you going to be in the dunk contest this year?
With my Oreos and a glass of milk.
That's Jay. Jay's the Oreo dunker. He is. Confirmed. Jay's confirmed as an Oreo dunker.
And the reason I was able to answer that so quickly is because that's already been the plan for months.
The slam dunk contest has gotten so bad, though.
Yeah.
I remember when it used to be really. I remember when it was really good. That's
it's kind of almost like, I mean, what else can you do at this point? You know what I mean? I mean, you've seen it all.
Yeah, when Michael Jordan took off from the foul line, that was unbelievable.
Yeah, because he was the first to do it. You know what I mean? But like now, I'm pretty sure like half the guys can do it. LeBron damn near dunked on Paul George from the free throw line a couple nights ago. So it's like, you know what I mean? For the time, of course, that's one of the greatest dunks of all time. But over 70% of the guys can dunk from the free throw line now.
Jordan did this. Yeah. Ron, did you happen to see the Cowboys game on Sunday against the
No.
Commanders? No.
Mm-mm.
Here, I'll give you the replay of the big play of the game. Jay was on his Commanders in that one. He had his Jacoby Brissett jersey on, even though he didn't get the start. And, yeah, CeeDee Lamb got him for a couple touchdowns there. One of them, he had this perfect extension of the ball over the goal line. Kind of went like this, and they showed it from like 9 different angles in like super slow-mo. Yeah. Jay's got nightmares of that one. Why didn't I take the Cowboys?
Wait, you were on the Commanders?
Yeah.
Not
Not
parlayed up
officially,
with the
but
Panthers
Wow.
with the
and the
Timberwolves.
Hawks. And the Hawks. My
Wow,
Mav-
Hawks, now we're talking.
Jay was against the Mavericks and the Cowboys on the same day. And they both covered like huge. Mavericks won as home dog outright. The Cowboys won by, 4 touchdowns. And one of them was like this. The guy was like falling down. And he kind of leaned over. They showed it. And then and as he was falling, he pushed it across. And then before he hit the ground, he did it again. Twice. He scored 2 touchdowns. Same play. I like the Heat. Who you taking, Ron?
Yeah, I'm taking the Heat. Plus the points. They have been playing well. And in that underdog role is where I like them. And I don't want to lay points on the road with the Thunder. I know they've been good ATS on the road, but we saw them, not cover against the Wizards last time out, lose outright the previous games. Not playing the best recently. Give me the Heat.
Chris?
Yeah, I'm going to take the Heat and the points as well. I like the Thunder. I just think this is a game that comes down to the final shot. So, getting 4.5 still, or something around there. So give me the Heat and the points in this one.
I'm on the Thunder buddies. I think they smash them. Honestly, this is a get right game, basically on the road. They're still the best road ATS team. They're still head and shoulders one of the best teams in the league. I still think they're one of the 5 best teams in the league right now this season. I think while Miami has played well, I think they're really going to miss Jimmy tonight. I think Shea is going to have his way. I see this as a double-digit Thunder win. So I'm taking the Thunder.
All right. 4 for the Heat. Got
Sweet.
Fade the Heat at home. Thunder buddies. Come on now.
I believe your Mavericks are the number 1 road cover team now,
Are they?
along with Orlando. Then it's Philly, Sacramento. Then
It couldn't do anything.
My boys did fall that last game. After tonight, they'll be back to number 1.
Couldn't do anything last night. Trash Pandas.
Oh.
it's mathematically impossible, but I like your confidence.
I didn't like the math last night, Roof. I didn't. I tried. I didn't.
I know you didn't. I'm just saying they're trash Pandas. That's all I'm saying.
wow.
Whoa. It's
Still
getting
better
chippy.
than that team.
It is
Still
good.
better than
Jay knows. Jay knows my opinion on the Mavs. And it's not like I just openly bash them. I only bash them when they give me a reason to bash them. And last night was a reason for me to bash them.
Definitely.
Ruffolo, this is what happened when Ruffolo goes 7-3 on the wraparound.
Gets chippy.
Yep. Not much you can say about that. Someone yesterday was like, "What just happened?" I don't know, the wraparound.
It just hits you. It's infectious.
Bulls against the Rockets. Who's up in this one? Your Chicago Bulls. Who's up?
No
Is it me
clue.
here?
How about Ole Miss, Florida? Who do you like in that one, Chris?
I forgot
This
who's
one I'll go. I'll take the Rockets in the points in this one. I know they play their better basketball at home, but I just don't know if I'm ready to lead this many points with the Bulls at home. I think the Rockets can hang around here, potentially steal it outright like they've done for a lot of the season. Give me the Rockets in the points.
I'm with you, Roof. I like the Rockets here. I haven't bet the Rockets on the road very much. They've been so money at home. I've just been riding them at home and leaving them alone on the road because they've been terrible. But, that's not going to be the case every game, is it? They're going to win some games. And I kind of feel like this might be one of them spots for them on the road. So, Chicago, solid team. I have like how they've gotten back in the mix, but I can kind of see tonight being a flat spot. I'm leaning towards Houston. We have a problem. Rockets.
Taking your Chicago Bulls. I think the Rockets, like I said, the Timberwolves, Rockets, these defensive teams just starting to wear down. They don't really have the depth. And I like the Bulls in this one.
Me too. Give me the Bulls. Can't trust Houston on the road. 3-11, just not going to get it done when you're only getting 3.5 points. 4 points, some books.
Next up, we've got the Warriors taking on the Pelicans. And, the Warriors, a below 500 team. Draymond Green talking retirement. What do you think?
We don't know if he's playing tonight yet or not. He's practiced, but we still don't know if he's playing. So I don't know what I'm going to do here. I lean Golden State, but I'm not going to bet it yet. I need to know what's up with Draymond. If Draymond plays, it should have been a premium. That's what I go ahead and tell you guys. If Draymond plays, it should have been a premium. But because I don't know currently. But the Warriors' last game of a long homestand, they need this one. Like, they need it. And I think they get it. So Pelicans have been hooping, like balling quietly. But I kind of feel like this might be one where they just fall. I'm going to take I want Draymond to play, though. I want Draymond to play. Even without him, I lean Golden State, though.
Taking the Pelicans. I don't like the way the Warriors are playing. I don't love this game, but it's a lean to the Pelicans.
Yeah, I'm going to go Pelicans. Line's gone through 0 now, up to Pelicans -2. I think they deserve to be favored. I mean, Golden State, not a very good cover team at home. Pelicans, one of the best road cover teams in the NBA. Pelicans winning 4 of their last 5. Golden State, losers of 3 of their last 5, and bad loss last time out against Toronto. 15-point loss. At home, you just can't do that. I know because I've been on the Raptors a lot, and they're not good enough to win by 15 on the road. So give me the Pelicans.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Pelicans as well. Draymond or no Draymond, it's always something with this Warriors team. More often than not, it's Steph Curry shows up and the secondary scoring is nowhere to be found. Last time out, Curry had a bad game, and Clay and I believe Kuminga had a good enough game, but still wasn't enough, like Ron said, against the Raptors. So the Pelicans quietly playing some solid basketball. I think they find a way to get it done here. Give me the Pels.
Warriors at home, ABC. I can't do it, guys. I can't. It's the light skinned man spot, I think. Where you at, bro? Where you at, 30? Come on, bro. Where you at? It's on you, bro. It's on you, 30. They ain't talking about you because, hey, let this have been LeBron. They be talking about him crazy. Don't be talking. They be letting you go by the wayside, but I'm going to talk about you crazy. Come on, 30. Lock in.
Come on, 11. Atlanta, baby. Let's go Hawks.
The Hawks below.
11 do need to lock in. He do. He been balling, but he needs some help.
Uh-oh.
No!
Oh, I thought it stopped working there for a second. I had heart palpitations. I hit it like 3 times. I didn't hear anything. It's like,
No!
I have never seen the panic in Mitch's eyes like I just saw.
it was like, no, N-O.
It was the uh-oh, oh no.
N-O. No! No.
I think I'm starting to get the pattern. I think I'm starting to figure it out.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's next?
Yeah.
No, it's got to be give me a Y, give me an E, give me an S, yes. I think. I'm not sure.
Yes!
Oh, we're both
That
wrong.
was so close.
Yes.
Yeah, baby! Well,
Give me a
yes.
I like that one. Well, yes.
That's your Mr. Burns.
Well, yes. It's the little things. It's the little things. Chicken Nuggets visiting the Jazz. I'll tell you one thing, man. I'll tell you one thing. The Hawks never beat an Eastern Conference team, and the Nuggets suck ass against the Jazz, man, in Utah. It is like clockwork. What are they, 7 in a row? Something like that. They just get slaughtered against the Jazz. Taking the Jazz hands.
I like the Nuggets. Jazz return home after back-to-back nice road victories. Denver hasn't been great on the road, and they're above 500, but certainly known to be a much better home team. But I still think Denver's a much better team in this matchup. Utah is I just can't get there with the defense. I just don't think it's strong enough here. I think we saw in the first meeting, Denver won by 8. Closer game than it needed to be. But I think Denver just dominates the paint in this game. I think the front court's too much.
If you like it, then you better put a ring on it. If you love it, then you better put a ring on it. Oh, 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 oh. I just love that tune. I love that song. I do, man.
I'm letting this play out until I get.
It's like it's like people say, "Oh man, I want to play this on my funeral." You know, they have like this deep song, whatever. It's like, what song do you want to hear at your funeral? Well,
You just see a hand on a string just.
Oh, ladies. Oh, I love that tune. I did vote that one year that Beyonce should do the Super Bowl every single year. Still my favorite.
I'm going to take the Jazz and the points as well. There's something about this Utah team where they just play their best basketball at home. And like Mitch said, the Nuggets, for whatever reason, just have issues playing in Utah. And I mean, the Nuggets are still one of the best teams in the NBA, but they still have some issues on the road. So give me the Jazz and the points.
So this guy's asking how to get Jay Briggs' daily picks. You go to pickdogs.com, click on the premium picks tab, find Jay Briggs on the page. It is that simple. Or if you go to Jay's Jam Session video, there is a link in the description. Just click on it. Super simple. Or in this video, go to the description. It says there's a link to Pick Dogs Premium Expert Betting Picks. Click there. Just find Jay Briggs on the page and click on him. Super easy. I thought I would make that pretty clear. Do you guys say it in your videos and stuff? I don't watch your drivel, but it's like all 4 of us
Clearly.
all 4 of us have videos on YouTube. We do the most, right, on the site, so we get the most negative comments. Also, I think I'm still first place in those. proudly have that title. I delete a lot of your guys, so you guys don't get to see them. Don't worry. They're there. Trust me.
I believe you.
Jay's like, this guy doesn't know anything about basketball. There was a guy that seriously wrote 3 full comments about how Jay knows nothing about basketball, how he never wins. And listen to this one, Jay. You should find a new hobby.
Perhaps take up knitting.
It's like you should find it. It was like this whole big thing. It's like you'll never make a living at this, man. You should just find a new hobby. Blah, blah, blah. It was like, oh my god. It was 3 full paragraphs. It was this morning.
I love taking advice from the YouTube comments.
Oh yeah. I definitely I take the whole company is run on advice taken in YouTube comments. You should get rid of that Mitch guy.
I'm taking the Jazz in this one though. At the crib, I love the nuggets, chicken nuggets, barbecue sauce, it's Polynesian, Chick-fil-A. Sounds like lunch here in a little bit. But tonight in Utah, it ain't happening. They not covering. You know why? Because the Jazz go low-key, stupid, dummy, crazy in Utah. They're currently the best home ATS team in NBA, the Utah Jazz. 12-4 against the number at home. They've covered in 75% of their home games. I think we see them hoop tonight. I just do. Denver, they're a 50-50 road team the last 3 years. They've won and lost about the same amount of games on the road as they've won, and they just don't lose at home, is what we know. Denver might win this game. Jokic is the best player on the planet, but Utah 11-5 straight up at home this season. We're getting 7.5. We're getting 7 points with the best home team in the league against the number. Sign me up.
I mean, people treat Utah like they're the Wizards or something. I mean, they're 18-20, man, straight up. It's like they're 2 games under 500, and remember they had a miserable start to the season. They're 8-2 straight up in their last 10, 11-5 at home, 12-4 against the number, and last but not least, got the Clippers hosting Seattle. The Raptors against the Sonics, or the Sonics against the Clippers. Chris, what do you think? Besides that, you're excited about the move to Seattle.
It's going to be another Pacific. There you go, another Pacific rivalry. I got to go with the Clippers here. Back to back for the Raptors, just not a great spot for them, especially after the way that the Lakers game ended last night. You know, the coach was pissed about the fourth quarter free throw disparity. It was like 23-2 in the. Yeah, I think it was like 23-2 in the fourth quarter. The free throws favored the Lakers, and he wasn't happy. But I don't know if it's going to get any better here. The Clippers, they figured it out. They figured out how to get all their stars, playing in cohesion. And I think they're just the better team in this matchup, and I think they win this one comfortably at home. So give me the Clippers.
Stop fading the Clippers.
Stop fading the Clippers, Jay. Stop picking on Brian.
I lean towards the Clippers tonight, though, in all honesty. I don't love it, but I do. Like Roof said, it's a bad spot for the Raptors, back end of a back-to-back. No, they didn't travel, but they are on the back end of a back-to-back. And what is this, like their 5th road game, last 6 games? It's just not a sexy spot for a team that we know historically plays its best basketball at home. Clippers at the crib have been balling. Yeah, I'm taking the Clippers here. And I hate when coaches get to crying about the free throws. act like everybody didn't watch the game, bro. I'm sorry, coach for the Raptors. I don't even know his name. You don't have Anthony Davis, and I'm sorry that your guys cannot guard Anthony Davis.
It was BS though. 23-2 was BS.
H
really.
flopped on that one.
I don't know, bro. I was watching that game, bro. They was fouling. You gotta foul him, or he gonna score.
No, I know, but the Raptors weren't getting the same calls that the Lakers were. There's
okay, and to a certain extent, I agree, but we know you're not getting them calls in Los Angeles, bro. And as a rookie head coach, you're not doing yourself no justice by jumping in front of the media and crying. Because honestly, we don't care.
No, but I think his players might. But I think the players might. I think they see that there's a new head coach coming to stand up for his players. So I'll make that case. I agree with you. It doesn't look good from just he just looks like a whiny baby. But I think it's you want to this, and this is a Raptors team that's going to be going through some turnover. They've already said they're going to look at dealing Siakam
and the franchise.
So I think if you
do you think that Seattle, do you think they'll have a Starbucks patch on the jersey? Is that how you think?
It's entirely possible. Yeah,
I think so.
I think so too.
So in reality, and what's really going to happen, they're finna expand, and as soon as the next TV deal's up, the NBA, and they're just going to add 2 teams, and it's going to be Seattle and Vegas.
No, they don't need to add teams. They should just move the Raptors and the Hawks, man. It's like 2 teams. I mean, no one would even notice. No one would even notice they were missing.
They're going to expand.
It's like if they moved the Hawks, would anybody know they were missing?
I think we would.
Maybe the Sharp Chasers, but that's about it.
If you were going to move a team over there, I think it would have to be like the Hornets. But
nah, it's the Hawks. Remember the Atlanta Thrashers in the NHL? Do you remember them, Jay?
Yeah, but it's hockey.
He's like, no, exactly. No one even knew they were gone. Let's just say I don't really like the I don't really like the Hawks this season. Just don't have a lot going for them.
But Mitch, even when they expand, you did so much lobbying, you'll still get free meals in Seattle.
I probably will. Ron, I'm never paying for another meal in Seattle ever again. I started the buzz. I started the hoopla. Of course, I can't set foot in Toronto ever again. But, it's okay. I can wear my disguise. Full parka.
Yes. Give me a Y. Give me a E. Give me a yeah.
Clippers.
Yes.
Yeah, Clippers for me too.
Well, yes.
All right. They've just decided to do away with the Raptors. Remember when Vancouver had a team? Those were the days. You're in bad shape when they get rid of your Vancouver team. Well, brings us to the college hoop segment. We got a beautiful little card today. It's just a nice day for college hoops. It's actually just a really good week. Conference play starting. Iwapui, Green Bay started already. Got Army versus.
Iwapui's got a 9-5 lead.
Yeah, in game. We've got Army versus Loyola. St. John's versus Providence. Hookers and blow, optional. Youngstown State versus PFW, Changs. We've got Penn State versus Northwestern. You like that one, Chris, right? We can call it PF Wangs.
How did I not come up with PFW Changs? I didn't. I am so mad at myself right now for that.
Yep. PFW Changs. I love it. It's a new bit. It just
The
happened.
chopsticks.
I have a feeling that one's not going away anytime soon.
Oh,
Got
boy.
Penn State against Northwestern.
We can get a beef with broccoli sponsorship deal. I'm so down.
It's like we'll be eating while we're thing. Fairleigh Dickinson versus Chicago State. Give me Liberty or give me Jacksonville State. 1 Ho, 2 Ho, Red Ho, Blue Ho of Presbyterian versus Winthrop. Gardner Webb versus Charleston Southern. These are like the snottiest names, man. Winthrop.
I knew you were going for that.
Gardner Webb. Wofford versus Mercy.
Get me my loafers.
East Tennessee State versus West Carolina. You got Eastern of one state, Western of the other. It's all kinds of shit hitting the fan here. Speaking of shit, we got Furman taking on the Citadel or the Shitadel, depending on which pronunciation you prefer. Got Bob Morris taking on Wright State.
Bobby M.
Bobby M versus Wright State. I like that. We'll keep that one. We got Oakland taking on NKU. Marshall versus Georgia Southern. Queens University of Charlotte versus Florida Gulf Coast. That's the Osprey, aren't they?
No, it's not. It's the Eagles.
Eagles.
Florida. Swoop, swoop, swoop.
Kennesaw State versus Stetson. Tell you what, man, you want to see an empty arena on ESPN Plus, you turn into the Stetson games, man. It's like plenty of good seats available. Charlotte versus Tulsa. Lehigh versus Bucknell. Just one question remains about that one. Why? High Point against Cashville. UMass versus LaSalle. Temple versus East Carolina. Colgate versus Lafayette. Wow, there's a lot of these 7 o'clockers. Holy Cross Navy. Yeah, Holy Cross Navy. I'm going to finish them out. Holy Cross Navy. BU versus American. Mississippi State versus Tennessee. Va-Tech versus Clemson. Miami versus Louisville. UCF versus Kansas. St. Louis versus St. Joe's. Ron, got a lot of meat on the bone here. A lot of shit games. Just where you stand. PFW Changs, anyone?
I'm going to go rapid fire. Give me UCF. I'll lean towards Louisville. Virginia Tech. Navy. Navy every day. Love the Navy. Let's go Queens College. Bobby M. And Army every day. Army and Navy every day. And St. John's. Providence is struggling now. If they were ranked, now they've lost 2 games. Seton Hall and Creighton. Now on the road in a tough building against a tough team that's playing well. Could be considered a letdown spot for St. John's, but I don't care. Give me St. John's.
I'm on the Friars in that one. Chris?
Well, if we do PFW Changs, can we open a fortune cookie to reveal the pick? I think the possibilities are out there. Well, it's a serious question.
I don't know. Why don't we call and ask him?
We have to get extra fortune cookies.
Call PFW. Who would we call? I guess general information.
Yeah, probably. Give me Furman laying the points against the Citadel. Furman finally getting healthy, getting a couple of their top scorers back. Citadel lost one of their most important players for the year, and this is the Citadel team that just lost to Samford by 16. It could have been a lot worse in that game. Give me Furman there. Give me the over 162 in Stetson, Kennesaw State. These are 2 teams that can score. And give me the Stetson Hatters plus the points as well. I think it's going to be a tight game, and in a tight game, I want the team that's going to make their free throws. And Stetson, the best free throw shooting team in the country. So give me Stetson. And let's see here. Yeah, I think that's all I like for this time slot.
Jay?
Give me UNC Cashville against High Point.
It's a low point for High Point.
Yeah, me too. It might get them boys outright. I'm with Ron. Give me Navy against Holy Cross. And give me UCF against Kansas. Kansas
What's
on
your
the
favorite part
road.
about the Navy?
I'm
Your favorite part about the Navy?
gonna take Kansas on the road. I mean, I'm gonna fade Kansas in that spot, but that Navy game, Holy Cross is just not good. They're just a fade, and they're coming home off of 3 of their last 4 being on the road. Yeah, they did win their last one, but Navy, I think they're gonna come in here, play some solid basketball, and win this game. 3.5. It seems about right. We'll see if they get it done on the road, though. Hart Center. We'll see.
I'm taking Providence over St. John's. These Big East games have been coin flips all season long. 7.5 points is like 700 points in one of these games. I just think the Friars have a lot of talent. Not playing their best basketball coming in, like Ron said, but I think at the same time, I think it is a good buy low spot, and it is a good sell high spot on St. John's coming off that Villanova win on the road. I think just a little bit too much love. You throw in the Rick Pitino angle, you're probably getting 3.5, 4 points for free in that thing. So why not? I think St. John's probably wins the game, but I think it's one of those ones where they win it in the last minute. I like Citadel against Furman. As I've said many times on this show, Furman rejected me when I applied there for college. I just always take the other team automatically. It's policy. In the video I gave out Clemson, but I kind of like Virginia Tech now in this one. It just seems that I don't know what anybody else in the show picked in their premium picks, but I know Ron had Virginia Tech recently as a premium pick, and I don't think it panned out for him. He's normally a game ahead, is the way that is when he's off, he's usually a game ahead. I'm going to take Virginia Tech based on the Romanelli principle.
I had him, against Wake Forest a couple games ago.
Yeah. And then they lost again?
Yeah, they lost to Florida State.
Yeah, they're due.
I like them.
They're due. I think Clemson's too easy of a pick, and they're playing terribly coming in, especially against similar teams like Miami, who bombed them. I don't know. I took Clemson in the video, but I'm going to switch sides now and take Virginia Tech. I also like Mississippi State against Tennessee. I think Tennessee is the squarest play on the freaking board. It's just what I believe.
Iwapui 14-7.
Yep, in game. UCF and Kansas. I like Kansas a lot in this one too, but can't get there as far as a premium pick. It just seems that it is like the high. The number is getting high. We've got Belmont against Illinois State. That game hasn't been canceled, right, Chris?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right. Got Sam Houston State against Western Kentucky. Bradley against Evansville. Valpo against Southern Illinois. Northern Iowa against UIC. ICU. No, ICU. UIC. It's UIC. But ICU. I don't know. Illinois, Chicago. Got Missouri State. The Bears up against Murray State. Drake against Indiana State. Memphis against UTSA. Monster spread in that thing. NC State against North Carolina. Ohio State, Wisconsin. Xavier, UConn. Troy versus ULL. Chris, what do you think?
I like UTSA and the points against Memphis. I think Memphis is obviously the better team, but 7-0 straight up, 1-6 against the number. They've just played in a lot of close games. I think they were 0-3 against the spread as a 20-plus point favorite this year. So give me UTSA in the points. Give me NC State in the points against North Carolina. I think that's just going to come down to the wire. I have that as a 2-point game. So give me NC State. And take the over in Indiana State Drake. I think that's going to be a good game.
Jake.
Tough slot. Tough slot. I'm gonna lay it with Memphis in that one. UTSA on the road, bro. Just you asking for it. Like Memphis is one and has been one of the best teams in the country. I like UTSA in certain spots, but not that one. I can see Memphis running away with it. And give me Xavier. I like UConn as well, but on the road again, 4.5. UConn probably wins it, but they probably is like last, whoever has the ball last, and it's probably going to be UConn and they win it, but 4.5 I think is still enough room for the cover for Xavier at home. We'll see.
Lean to Xavier for me as well. I think that these Big East games have just been as tough as it gets. We saw Georgetown cover last night against Seton Hall. I had given that out in the video, and I don't know, man. For some reason, I actually believed it. It's just the way that conference is, man. It's just super, super tough. I think I lean to Wisconsin against Ohio State, especially with the line with Wisconsin now getting even more points. I just think that they are the better team. They haven't been great on the road, but they're better than Ohio State. Holtman just sucks. Ron?
I'm going to go with Sam Houston against Western Kentucky. I think, WKU on an 8-game win streak, but not really the toughest of schedule. And now playing a defense like Sam Houston that forces a lot of turnovers, makes your offense uncomfortable. This is still a Western Kentucky team. It's 281st in adjusted offensive efficiency. So not a great offense on the road. I don't trust it. And especially coming off a nice upset win over Liberty, I think it's a bad spot for WKU. And I think it's a dreadful spot for Indiana State. As much as I like the Sycamores and they're a great shooting team, you got Drake coming off an absolute blowout loss to Belmont, and you got Indiana State coming off a double-digit win on the road against Northern Iowa. It's a horrible spot. I like Drake to bounce back. We're getting a lot of line value because of recent results.
I just don't like Drake. We got the Mike Whites, Georgia versus Arkansas. Ole Miss versus Florida. Marquette versus Butler. Big East play. Syracuse versus Boston College. TCU versus Oklahoma. USC, Washington State, and Cal, Colorado. Not a lot of games in these late slots, but, man, a lot of quality. Jay, it's all you.
Yeah, I already know where I'm at, man. Yeah, I already know. Dog?
Georgia?
Dog? Dog? Like TCU, but favorite? I've been telling y'all all season long, bro. They hating on them boys. They started them not even ranked. And the fact that they're 9 now, still, I think I told y'all then, I think they're a top 5 team in the country. That's my dark horse. I've said it all season. And a dog to TCU, I understand on the road conference play. I understand it. Money line, Oklahoma. And I like the Razorbacks too. Georgia been better this year, but we know what's up with Georgia. We know what's up with them.
I can't help myself but to fade Georgia with Mike White as coach. I just can't help
we know
myself.
what's up.
Favored?
Give me the hog. Give me the hogs.
It makes me sick to my stomach.
Sooners and hogs for me this slot.
I like Ole Miss against Florida. Florida is the most overrated team in the country. Ole Miss super underrated. You just got that magical combination. Now you're getting.
That was Ole Miss underrated.
Well, they're 2.5-point home dogs against a team with 4 times as many losses as them.
Who has Ole Miss beaten? UCF.
They beat. They barely lost to Tennessee. They beat Memphis.
Barely. They're garbage. All right, move on.
They beat Memphis.
I know. At home.
They beat NC State by 20.
I just know that they're underrated.
They
I'm
beat
not saying they're a
Cal.
bad team,
Beat
but
Cal by 10. Beat Southern Miss
on
by
Cal, no.
17.
Detroit Mercy by 1. That was a stellar one.
Well, who did Florida beat? Themselves.
Florida State. That's it.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh. Michigan.
I beat Pittsburgh.
Did you beat Michigan?
Everybody else has taken care of that for me. You know who beat Michigan? What up, Peaches? Didn't
I think
James
we can get the
Madison?
four of us. We can get the four of us, and we'll grab like I don't know, like Jovan and Wayne and maybe Tony T to run point or something like that with the high shorts. And we could probably beat Michigan.
Well, what do you think here? I don't know about that Oklahoma pick, man. To be honest with you, I think TCU
Why?
is.
Yeah.
Wow, Tim.
Oklahoma's not
Tell
a
me.
top 5 team.
TCU
That's
played.
ridiculous.
TCU played
Yes,
really
they
well
are.
last game,
Why are
man.
they not? Why are they not? Why are they not?
Because they haven't even played a true road game yet this year.
Because Ken Palm tells you they're not.
No, I don't care about
Whoa!
that. It's because Oklahoma has not played a
all
true road
year.
game.
They've been hating on Oklahoma all year, and I'm gonna die on that.
Hate. Who is they? Who is hating on Oklahoma? Who is hating on Oklahoma?
The people that had them not ranked at the start of the season.
Really? How can you rank Oklahoma preseason?
Because I looked at their roster and I said, these guys are stacked. They're stacked. They're raw. They're cold. And I've seen them play. I watched their game. They're one of the
Mitch,
best
you want some
teams.
popcorn?
They played one semi-road game at UNC, got crushed. So now they finally play a road game. This is a huge spot for them. Then they play Kansas. These next 2 games on the road, TCU, Kansas. If Oklahoma competes or wins one of these games, I'll say, okay, they're a real contender. But, I mean, when you schedule UT Rio Grande Valley, Mississippi Valley State, Central Michigan, Texas
Yeah, but
State.
Michigan did that in football,
I'm not
and people
talking
acted
about
like they're the
Michigan.
greatest thing that ever freaking happened.
But when Michigan was tested against Bama and in the championship game, they showed up.
Oh, please.
Oh, what do you mean, please? They crushed Washington. It was ugly. It
And they
looked
were
like Georgia
tested
TCU.
against the same Bama team that almost lost to USF. That team.
They didn't almost lose to USF.
Yeah, okay.
We'll see.
We'll just listen, but let's just not. Oklahoma, we're going to give them their chance. This is their chance tonight, and against Kansas. 2 big
Fair.
true road games.
And those are fair points. And we'll see. We'll see tonight. I just
I
like
just
what
don't
see.
think you can ever be considered a contender without Rowan.
Fair. We'll see. I like this team, and I've been on them from the start. So we'll see. See if they get it done. I think they're a dark horse in the Big 12. I do. Man.
No chance.
I do. College hoops. I've been going light this year in college, but I'm finna
We're on 2, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and I guess they never did give it. I like Syracuse. Syracuse has not lost to Boston College at the Carrier Dome since February 19th of 2014. They just dominated that program. So
Is that
gotta go
before
with
you
the
were
orange.
born? Is that before you were born?
It was. I was 3 years old. And I like Cal plus the points. So I would say take them on the money line. I think they had a shot at the outright W. We finally saw what this team can do in their last game against UCLA. I know it's a rebuilding team, but I still think Cal is a lot better than its current record. Colorado on the road. Cal's not really the toughest place to play in the Pac-12, but still a road game. And Cal has not played well on the road or Colorado has not played well on the road this year, 0-3 straight up. So give me Cal.
Mark Madsen.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jay. I'm gonna go with Oklahoma in the points. I think it's just gonna be a close game. Whether Oklahoma wins it outright or not, it's another story. But TCU, in true home games this season hasn't really been tested. The highest ranked win they have at home was against Southern in the season opener. They have a nice win over Arizona State, but they're 0-3 against teams inside the KenPom top 40. Clemson, Nevada, Kansas. Oklahoma's coming off of the win over Iowa State. I think it gives them some confidence heading out on the road. Again, I think TCU has a pretty good shot at winning this game, but I could see it being a 3-point game. So give me Oklahoma in the points.
Where does Mr. Palm have Oklahoma? Where does he
31.
20.
It's not a person. I want this to be known. This is not KenPom not go like, let me put Oklahoma 20. It's all about adjusting efficiency.
I understand. I understand.
It takes your offensive efficiency and your defensive efficiency, and it gives you a value. And based on that value, that's where the rankings are. But it's not just, the AP polls are literally people that vote. So those are a sham.
Yep.
Because it's just opinions. This is at least some kind of statistical database
Backing.
But at the same time, it should be the Palm statistics. They're certainly not valid rankings or anywhere close when it comes to like last year. I don't think he had one team in the Final Four in his top 50.
You were way off on that, Mitch. Come on. He had UConn as the number one team, or it had. I'm not gonna say it had UConn.
All right, but what about the other three? What about the other three?
Miami is always no.
50th.
Florida Atlantic was
Miami's
17.
51st.
No, listen. San Diego State was 14. FAU was 17. Miami was 24.
At the end of the season, but the bulk of the season, Miami was in the 50s.
I know, but Miami tournament play is a totally different thing than regular season. It's not. It's all about efficiency numbers. It's not any opinion based at all. And Miami's defense was holding it back in terms.
I'm with
of
Jay.
But the
Straight
offense
ass.
was so strong.
I don't like
fading. I'm fading your ass.
Yeah.
How about that? I'm with Jay.
Good.
Fading his ass.
It's like you and William Lease
make sure
can
you
stick to your
smash the like
Ken
button
Palm
on the big
rankings.
show.
William Lease did say Ron was less worse than the rest of us because he does use Ken Palm. We got the Flyers against the Canadiens. Le Habs. We've got the Stars against the Smudges, and the Avalanche taking on Vegas.
Les habitants.
What was that?
Où est le pamplemousse? Je m'appelle bibliothèque.
I'm gonna go with the Atlanta Hawks here.
Take the charges. What do you got? What do you like? What do you got for tonight? I like the charges.
What are you giving out for candy tonight?
What are you giving out? What are you giving out tonight? I like the charges.
What are you giving out? My 300, my rest of the season NFL pass, $399. Can't fit that into a kid's trick or treat bag.
Tell your pop to sprinkle up something on the charges. Oh man.
Give me the Stars in regulation here. Maybe a little bit on the puck line too. They've owned the Minnesota Wild. Wild haven't done a great job on the road. 7-10-2. They've done a great job turning their season around after a rough start to the year, but Dallas just a much better team, playing a much better hockey. Give me Dallas in this one.
Hey man, say man. Y'all know the drill. This is a classic bounce back spot at the crib. Classic. Last night it was classic with my Coyotes. They had lost 3 straight. Bounce back. Stars, they lost 3 straight at the crib. Went on the road, beat up on the Wild. Like Chris said, me and him told you guys last time, they own the Wild. They own the Smudges. Now they're going to come back home and beat up on them again. I'm laying the puck line here. Give me the Stars.
Avalanche for me. Vegas sucks this year.
Yeah, Avalanche for me.
All right. What that means.
Parlay.
Iwapui's losing the lead.
Yeah. Shocker. All those sharp chasers all over Iwapui.
Hey,
Vegas.
they're still getting 8 points.
Yeah, it ain't gonna. It's unfortunate. It's 22 too little. I tell you what,
Ron,
Costa's.
are you coming?
What's going on?
Ron, you coming with us? March Madness?
I doubt it, but maybe.
Maybe.
You turn that maybe into a for sure.
Yep.
Maybe Ron's maybe is not a chance in hell.
It's gonna be a good time.
I bet.
Golf, basketball, stuff.
Especially the stuff.
Did you get your hoodie yet, Ruffolo?
No, not yet.
You and Rod.
Canadians.
Looking at lab.
Hey.
Well, 3-pointer, Iwapui.
Are you watching it? What's it on ESPN Plus?
Yeah. These are my games.
Yeah, I know.
All right, Chris, lead us off. Take us to the promised land.
All right, my parlay for today is going to be UTSA plus the points, NC State plus the points, Stetson plus the points.
I hit mine yesterday. Georgetown, Nebraska, and I forget who the other one was, but I hit mine yesterday.
I've hit a couple parlays in the last couple days. I hit one on the jam session the other day. We might have hit yesterday too. All right, here's what we're gonna do. Clippers. I kind of been fading myself on the parlays just for the fun of it, and it's been paying all right. So let's do Clippers,
Never takes the Clippers.
Pistons, and the Rockets. I'd never take the Clippers. I hate betting the Rockets on the road, and betting the Pistons. It's not fun, but it's the right play. 3-2.
I'm taking Providence plus the points. I'm taking Mississippi State plus the points. Virginia Tech plus the points.
I'm going to go Drake, Syracuse, and the Boston Celtics.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Pretty nice little show we had here today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a nice little program.
Try to act more professional tomorrow.
I'm going to try. Only an hour and 28 minutes. We're slacking. Ruffolo, you're supposed to keep time for us. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. We appreciate each and every one of you. Make it a special day. And just remember, the word of the day is hope. We appreciate y'all.
NFL show later.
I'm going to try and act more professional tomorrow. NFL show, just 6 games. Should take us less than 3 hours. Make it a winning day.
Good luck.